Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something really profound. Just take a second and take a deep breath. You feel that? As long as you have that breath in your lungs, you've got a fight left inside of you. Today, we're exploring the raw nature of perseverance, the heavy burden of failure, and honestly, the incredibly high cost of unfulfilled potential. This isn't just a feel-good pep talk. We're looking at the stark reality of what happens when we stop trying, and more importantly, what happens when we flat out refuse to stay down. Okay, let's dive right into this. The cost of regret. Man, it's a heavy phrase, isn't it? We're always talking about the cost of failure, but we rarely talk about the emotional and, frankly, the spiritual tax of just leaving your dreams behind. It's that dark, kind of stagnant feeling that creeps in when you realize you had potential, you had a vision, and you simply let it slip through your fingers because it just felt too hard. And let me tell you, that cost, it's way more expensive than any temporary failure. So, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to really let this sink into the quietest parts of your mind. If you died today, would you have regrets? And I don't mean regretting the things you did, the mistakes you made or the risks you took that didn't pan out. I mean the haunting regret of what you failed to do, the leaps you never took, the words you never actually said, the life you could have lived if only you hadn't let that fire inside you quietly burn out.
You see, so many of us live with this incredibly painful silent disconnect. It's this feeling of breaking on the inside but smiling on the outside. You put on a brave face for your coworkers, for your family, your friends, you smile, you nod, you say, yep, everything's fine. But beneath the surface, you feel completely stuck, paralyzed even, just broken by the weight of your own unrealized ambitions.
So, how do we actually get to that broken place? Well, it usually starts with a really simple, seductive lie. The tomorrow that never comes. Every morning the alarm rings, and what do we tell ourselves? Just one more day off. I'm tired. I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow is a ghost. It's this perpetual, daily promise that pushes your grandest dreams just out of reach, day by day, until they slowly, quietly fade away right in front of your own eyes. And here is where the pain becomes truly agonizing. It's the stark contrast of you standing completely still while your friends and peers have moved ahead. And look, this isn't about jealousy. It's about the harsh realization of your own stagnation. They're progressing, they're building, moving forward, while you are rooted in the exact same spot. People might even start asking you, so what's the plan now? And man, that question burns because deep down, you know you've just been waiting. So, I have to challenge you directly here. Is this what you were born for? Seriously, was your incredible, complex human life designed just to exist in this mundane, paralyzed state? Were you meant to just sit back and watch other people live out their dreams while you stand on the sidelines, trapped by the comfort of tomorrow? The answer to that is unequivocally no. No way. But hey, let's shift the narrative entirely for a second. Let's look at a historical mirror to these struggles. A man who faced monumental, crushing, repeated defeat. We're talking about Abraham Lincoln. We revere him today as this absolute titan of history, right? But his path wasn't paved with instant glory. Not at all. It was paved with agonizing, relentless failure. Look at this timeline. In his early years, Lincoln failed in school. He failed in business. The guy was completely broke. Moving into his middle years, he decided to run for political office, and he lost. Then he ran again, and he lost again. He just kept losing. And then, in his later years, after a lifetime of what honestly looks like total public and private defeat, he finally became one of the greatest presidents the United States has ever seen. This journey, it proves that epic, crushing failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a fundamental prerequisite for it. 8. I really want you to let the absolute gravity of that number wash over you. 8 times. He lost 8 separate elections before he achieved his destiny. Just imagine the embarrassment of that. Imagine the people whispering behind his back, asking him, "What's the plan now, Abraham?" Imagine the temptation, after the 5th, 6th, or 7th devastating public loss, to just pack it all in and accept a quiet, unremarkable life. But he didn't. And the reason he didn't quit is rooted in one really sharp distinction: falling versus failure. Because they're not the same thing. Look, you've fallen. I've fallen. We all have. Life is going to knock you off your feet, sometimes absolutely brutally. But falling is just a physical reality. Failure, true, permanent failure, is a choice. Failure is when you hit the ground, look at the obstacles in front of you, and actively decide to stop. It's refusing to ever get back up. But this right here is where everything changes.
The difference was he got up every single time he fell. That is the singular, explosive secret to Lincoln's success. And you know what? It is the secret to yours too. The darkness, the black and white struggles of your past, none of that matters anymore when you harness the energy to simply stand back up.
Which brings us to a core mindset shift, the power of will. And I'm incredibly enthusiastic about this concept because it's literally the one thing you have absolute control over. Your will is an unyielding, unbreakable force of human determination. It's that tiny fire inside you that screams, "I am not finished yet." It is, without a doubt, the ultimate equalizer in life. Let's just rapid fire through some unshakable truths here. Number 1, the world won't wait for you. It really doesn't care about your pauses. Number 2, time won't stop for you. The clock just keeps on ticking whether you're moving or standing totally still. But number 3, and this is your armor, your will stays with you. The world isn't going to pause, but your will is a weapon that is entirely, completely your own. Nobody can take it from you unless you choose to hand it over.
Let this quote become your shield. Your circumstances are not your identity. Think about where you are right now. The bank account balance, the failures, the rejections, that's just a location. It's not who you are. Your past mistakes do absolutely not dictate your future potential. Remember, every champion was once a loser. Every master was once a disaster. Your current circumstance, it's just the opening scene of your victory story.
And remember this, weakness is temporary. It's a totally fleeting state. You might feel exhausted today. You might feel totally depleted, overwhelmed, and weak right now, in this exact moment. But actually, scratch that. It's not who you are. It's strictly temporary. It's just a passing cloud. It's a condition that you can train out of, work out of, and fight out of.
But here is the absolutely crucial contrast. Giving up is permanent. If weakness is a passing cloud, well, giving up is turning off the sun entirely. Handing over your dreams, throwing in the towel, that is an irreversible surrender. Once you permanently give up, the story ends, the book closes, and you never get to see what would have happened if you had just pushed for one more day.
Which brings us to a really crucial promise. I think before you go to sleep tonight, it is so worth making an uncompromising agreement with yourself. Just a quiet declaration that starting tomorrow, the waiting is over. The hesitation, over. You are making a vow to the person you are truly capable of becoming. So how do we actually start? Well, we don't try to conquer the world in 24 hours, right? We break the massive, intimidating goal of success down into actionable, tiny steps to build immediate momentum. Step 1, read one book. Just open it. Step 2, learn one skill. Go watch a tutorial. Step 3, fix one mistake. Just one. You see, you don't have to overhaul your entire life by noon. You literally just have to start putting one foot in front of the other. Because big change always starts with small steps. This whole idea of overnight success is a complete myth sold to us by the media. Real success is gritty, it's slow, it's built in the shadows with these tiny daily actions. But if you take those steps today, I promise you, one day the world will look at you, recognize your journey, and say, now that is someone who absolutely never quit. And if you ever doubt that, just lean on these guarantees from nature. The sun always rises. No matter how impossibly long and dark the night feels, morning is an absolute mathematical certainty. The storm always passes. That chaos you feel right now, it will run out of energy. And therefore, your struggles will inevitably come to an end, as long as you stay standing through the rain. So here is your new reality. It's a daily morning mantra I want you to adopt with